Have you ever wondered, as a highly sensitive person, how some people are just so decisive? I know that that was always a really huge issue for me, and even as a teenager, when I was trying to start to learn to understand about myself, and I've done various personality tests over the years to kind of refine that. I was reading this book about being a Libran, and it talked about having this chronic indecisiveness, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's it, that's who I am. So I was always struggling with going up into my head to try and figure out my problems, weighing up the pros and cons, whether that was down to, should I get this skirt, and then going into 20 different shops in case there was another skirt that I preferred, or trying to choose something on the menu, or trying to pick what I was going to do with a friend, or who I should see, and how I was arranging my diary, down to those much bigger decisions around career and partners and, where am I going to live. It was just a nightmare. I felt exhausted going round and round in circles in my mind, and it really felt like a waste of life to me. And I was finding, I really wasn't able to listen to my own inner authority. That's what was really going on. I was defaulting, trying to ask other people what their opinion was, what they thought, what they would do, or I would be jumping to them first off instead of myself to kind of think about what they might be feeling about it, or how it might affect them, and would they be upset. So it took me time to spend time with women who were a lot more decisive and able to listen to their inner authority, basically, that they weren't afraid of conflict in the same way that I was. And I started to learn from them through osmosis, whether this was teachers or friends, and they'd really listen to their gut. They'd listen to that kind of, yes, I'm pulled here, no to that, I don't like this person, and they would just own it. And I found that incredibly powerful. And I discovered that really what I was doing was I was ignoring my own intuitive wisdom. That kind of, for me at the time, it was that inner crone that knew this isn't any good, or you need to walk away from this now, it's not good for you any longer. And I'd start to have really powerful dreams, which I tried to suppress and ignore, because that was the only way that it was coming up to try and communicate with me. So one relationship I was in, I started seeing my hair being cut off every single night as soon as I closed my eyes. And for me, that was a symbol of having a new relationship. You leaving a relationship, because when you left a relationship, you get this, drastic new haircut, and I'd push it down and I would ignore it. So I just wanted to be listening to those nice feelings, to make everything nice and not hurt people, and didn't want the pain myself, even though obviously deep down I knew that it wasn't working anymore. So then when I had this sort of pivotal breakup in my 20s and decided, right, I'm really going to start to listen to this voice instead of pushing it down, it felt really terrifying because of how strong it was and how out of balance I was. But it took time to integrate that voice, and now I don't even feel as though I hear it. Only ever if I meet someone and I get that growl, and I immediately just acknowledge it and recognize it. And what I learned over time was actually my intuition is trying to serve me, it's trying to protect me, it's trying to guide me, it's trying to push me to my greatest potential, and suppressing it and ignoring it isn't helping me. It's doing the opposite, and it's going to get me to the best place that I can be much quicker, even when it's bringing something up that's inconvenient to begin with, or I don't really want to acknowledge. So yeah, now I would say, shifting from this indecisiveness to this being able to listen to my intuitive inner authority is where I live now. And my husband now finds it kind of a joke that the thought of me being indecisive. So you really can change, you really can evolve, and it takes practice, it takes intention, but it's completely possible. So if you're wanting guidance with your intuition, I've got intuitive training coming up. Just have a look down below, there'll be the information, and I'd love to hear your comments if this resonates. So hope to hear from you.